Hey, Gutfoxx here. So, we have Team Affinity 2 coming out. I got good news and bad news. Well, I guess it's not for the same people. Good news for the people that have not completed Team Affinity 1, like myself. Team Affinity 2, according to insiders, I guess, I think certain creators have more open paths to SDS than others, and they've been told, obviously not with 100% reliance until SDS comes on, but they've been told that Team Affinity 2, unlike last year, won't play off of Team Affinity 1. So I want to go through and, in this video and talk about the cards I think might come out, hopefully coming out. They're just guesstimates, really, along with ones that are already confirmed, and give my thoughts on whether it should continue. Now, I can see why, right? The Jackie grind was kind of a long deal, a big deal. It was a bit of a grind to get through the team affinities for each one. Now, not everybody is a no-life loser nerd like me. They don't do content on the internet. They don't grind through this stuff. So this was a lot, right? Last year, I think this was actually probably more intense than last year's, if I remember. I did not get through every team's last year. Actually, last year's might have been a similar grind last year, if not more, because it was each individual team versus divisions. But this year it has the added downside of having to get these 42 cards, which were absolutely ridiculous unless you got them super early on. These things, some of them going, 66k if you buy now, but 57k for Cal, another 50, 60. Yeah, a lot of us got that welcome bundle, some in the pre-order, but otherwise, you kind of have to spend quite a bit of dough to get it. So that's like the positive aspect of them not having Team Affinity 2 playoff Team Affinities 1, is that like the demand for these cards will go down, right? Jackie himself, Jackie Robinson, not this card, but the 99 overall, I don't think is like game-breakingly good. I think he's very good, right? But like not like a must-get glitch. Like you see, I've Affinity to 1, but he's not nearly as good as Chipper in my opinion. I rather take Soriano over him. But Chipper's solid, right? A solid card. I think Trout's probably a better card than him. I'm in 425 with him, so he's no slouch. It's only 40 at bats though online, so I really haven't done a whole lot with him. Anyways, with that said, Team Affinity 2. On to that. As I send you to a blank window, let's fix that right quick. Who is confirmed? We got Lou Gehrig today confirmed. Postseason Lou Gehrig. There's going to be other legends and future stars. Now, you guys know my opinions about future stars. I think future stars are great and everything. That's cool. I don't love future stars being as good as there'll be like a 93 to 95 or something probably in this program, because we see some belows that'll go. We'll show them in a second. I don't like them being as good as like the best players in the game, but I don't mind them being like a couple overall points behind it. Still relevant cards. You can do it if you really run. I see a lot of people running like that may have come over from Madden running theme teams. I see Yankee theme teams. Some theme teams are better than others. Pirates theme team right now is awful. You cannot run a theme team if you're a fan of Pittsburgh right now. They have like Jason Bay and a couple pitchers like Burnett and Cole, but that's about it. Well, Gossage there too, but we're not on that. So Team Affinity 2, right? Legends and Future Stars. I put together a list. I'll show it in a second, but here's Lou Gehrig, who is confirmed. We have Johnny Bench confirmed. Now, we don't know what their stats will look like. We can obviously go to previous years Johnny Bench stats, because Johnny Bench, they generally make a lot of these cards. Let me just look up MLB 20 stats or something like that, and maybe we can get an image of it. And right here is this 20 or is this like 19? Yeah, it is MLB. They show 20. Here's from Operation Sports. So good defensively, not fast, pretty average catcher for your 92. So you can kind of expect something like that, but they might mix it up because, we're not going to get the same card as we got last year. This is a postseason 1976 card. This one is a second half card, 1979, so his stats will be slightly different. Obviously, you can go look up all these stats on your own to see what they kind of might be like. We're getting new BR stuff, but we know that. This probably isn't news for you. This was 7 hours ago. Maybe it's news for you. NL infielder has earned more than one Silver Slugger award. I mean, that's so open. I mean, I see people in comments saying David Wright. It could be anybody, really. Johnny Damon is getting a Season 2 AL Central card. Interesting, they're giving it to his time on the Royals. I feel like, now correct me if I'm wrong, he spent more time, no, maybe not on the Yankees, but more time on the A's, and then he was there with the Royals for a bit and then the Yankees, but I might be mistaken there. I have to go back and look at his career. Anyways, yeah, so like these cards being a 93 to 95 that we saw, you saw Johnny. Sorry, I can bring it back on the screen. Johnny was a 93, and then Lou Gehrig, who literally like hit so well in this postseason. Like he had like 4 home runs in 4 games. Hit like he like OPS'd over 2,000, batting average over 500. Like this could easily be like 125, 125 at first base, right? Now you look at this like, okay, well he's a 95 and David Ortiz is a 99 overall. Gehrig presumably would be a better fielder, so that means his stats really can't reach what he actually hit in the postseason. Now, obviously, small sample size with only 4 games. We'll see what they end up giving him, but man, it's gonna be tough to move David off of first base. But you know, Lou Gehrig, I really like him. One of my favorite players all time. Obviously, he went through quite a bit and ended up dying prematurely. Gave one of the greatest speeches of all time. So I'll definitely be trying out Lou, but it's gonna be tough being a 95 overall to match the greatness of David Ortiz. But here's the thing is like overalls are just like made up numbers, right? They could easily give him these same stats, if not better, and just like say 95 overall. Like that's, you know, numbers are fictional. They don't matter. And I don't want to hear it, math nerds. They ain't nothing at all. All right, so who is going to get let's do this. Okay, who is going to get each of the cards? Let's take a look at my list right here. So not exactly like, you know, gonna happen. Like we know for a fact the guys that are like bolded are the ones for those teams, so there's no use to predict other ones. Johnny Damon, of course, man, the New York Yankees theme teams are good, looking really nice. I saw some people in my mentions talking about that one. Luis Gonzalez for the Diamondbacks makes sense. Justice Spawn for the Braves could be kind of cool. I feel like the thing is, I wrote Jim Palmer here. Now, obviously, we have to talk about if things can be sellable, but like, I feel like Jim Palmer always gets a card in these kind of things, right? Jim Palmer, one of the greatest all-time pitchers, but he kind of gets overlooked and disrespected in this game because he doesn't really have the stuff, the pitches that have really been like on meta. For a pitcher. So like he always doesn't play up to like his IRL I guess reputation, which is sad, right? When a guy's like, okay, well he's basically a trash pitcher, because during the day, man, he was something else with his ability to get guys out. I also, you know, they did say in these tweets, like they said, all right, what future stars? And like I said, I don't care about future stars nearly as much as legends. So I did a bunch of legends, and then I put like Nolan Gorman. We'll get him again this year, maybe. We'll get Mackenzie Gore for the Padres. Martin here for the Blue Jays. So I just kind of like shoehorned in like 4 of them. And I'm like, yeah, that'll be enough. That's enough for the future stars. But really the exciting ones, the legends, the new names to the game. But yeah, they could just come out with like more of the Prospect Series cards. And I'd totally be down for that. I like Kosuke Fuku. I would say it fuck you do me, but I get demonetized on YouTube. Wait a second. I just did it. Oh no. It's okay, I don't really care. Kosuke Fukudome, I believe is how it is said. I probably did butcher it though, so I'm sorry. Fergie, I feel like we frequently get a Fergie. We got a Mark Prior card last year, so we could get it again now. Derek Lee, Aramis Ramirez, kind of cool. They also would slide in nicely to the Pirates theme team that I'm trying. Hopefully one day we'll get put together with solid cards. Nomar Garcia Parra. I should go like this, like spread them out a little bit. Oh yeah, Andre Dawson I got down there. Andre Dawson might be out of the game. We'll talk about it when we get there. Trot Nixon, I saw somebody mentions that I totally didn't steal that from. Could be the Red Sox. Like a lot of these things are like new legends. I don't know if they'll go with like a lot of new legends. This thing, like it would be just absolutely insane to get Mark McGwire in this drop, right? Like, but I put him there because I think it'd be fun, right? I think we maybe get both Bash brothers, Mark McGwire, and then like we can get Jose for one of his later teams that he played with. Jose ended up. Why can't I remember his career now? Like I'm literally blanking on the other. Let's see where he went. Canseco went to. I gotta click this. Sorry. Oakland A's, then to. Wait, was he only on Oakland? Yankees. Yeah. Yankees, and then he was on the Red Sox, Blue Jays. Wow, there's a lot of. He's on the Rangers. A lot of theme teams being in use in Major League Baseball. A lot more movement there than say like some football guys, maybe because of longer careers. But anyways, yeah, Manny Ramirez would be kind of cool. Albert Bell for Cleveland. Oh, I said Johnny Bench is already confirmed. Chicago Cubs, we got a few of them. I talked about that, didn't I? Larry Walker, we had him last year. That card was really nice last year. I don't think it'll be juiced if they get him this year because he was an inning boss last year. I think it was like one of the first 99. I think that was the first 99 inning bosses. Larry Walker came on. Basically, he was relevant all year. He was so good last year, especially. I think I got him Blood Diamond last year. So that's kind of, he was kind of fun. Tigers fans were in the mentions, and they made a ton of sense. Like, they always seem to get one of these two for their, standard diamond. Mike Scott, Lance Berkman. I think Lance Berkman would be a lot more fun. Mike Scott's got a really funny player model. He is hilarious. He looks like one of those like inflatable heads that like you play in that old Simpsons game that you inflate it. Like I guess a hot air balloon would be another reference I could make there. Tommy John for the Angels, bring him in. I mean, absolutely. If you don't recognize him as pitcher, you actually recognize his name because I think a lot of the reason guys now throw high velocity is not only to teach people how to throw. Like back in the day, they didn't think you could teach somebody velocity, but now like, yeah, we can teach velocity. But like also when guys used to blow out their arms, like you were just done. You just didn't play baseball no more. Now what the surgeries had, Tommy John being like the biggest, the number one surgery that's fixed a lot of pitchers. It's well known through that. I'm guessing if you don't know him as a pitcher, you know him through that surgery. Kevin Brown there. He had a few, maybe get a Florida card too if he goes to the Marlins instead of Hanley Ramirez. I'd love to see a Jeremy Burnett or Ben Sheets card for the Brewers. I think they'd be great drops for this kind of thing. Killebrew. He just seems like the easiest one. Like we get one frequently. We got one. Oh wait, was Killebrew's first year last year? I love this card. This card was so good for me last year. He was my end game third baseman. He came out like middle of the year. He was like one that. Was he Team Affinity 3 last year? I loved how they were sellable last year, right? I'll just go through the rest and we'll talk about sellable versus non-auctionable. Reyes, Darryl Strawberry would be fun. I talked about McGuire. Nat LaJoe, we go real back in the day for the Phillies. Stargell, like somebody mentioned it to me and I hate it. They're like, Stargell's basically a lock for the Pirates, and I hated him for that, but I had to write it down anyways because, it just felt natural. He always gets like, last year he got like a low 90s diamond, and then he didn't get anything the rest of the year. That was sad. I wish Stargell, he gets a low card and a high card, or at least one high card at the end of the year. But yeah, I can see a Stargell card being like a 93 overall for the Pirates. Locked down first base for a while for him. Maybe Josh Bell ends up getting an endgame card. Switch hitting first baseman are always cool. Willie Mays could get like I wouldn't say, I don't know if he get like a second half card or anything, but like, I don't know. He's got an 88. Would they give him a 93 and then end him off with a 99? I don't know. Barry Bonds is, that's a moonshot, and he would definitely not come into this program, but I just want to put his name down because he'd be insane to get. Tim Lincecum, that'd be a solid card for this promo. Ichiro and Randy Johnson. That Ichiro was at 19. That guy, I loved him. I like, because 19 had the home runs per 9 nerf, and you couldn't hit home runs. So like these slap hitters were so valuable, and the speed on them was also nice. And that's when people, actually slap hit and actually hit with a guy, and they hit line drives, and they made contact, and they got on base. You didn't just bunt every at bat like people do this year, because for some reason the developers don't seem to think bunts are that bad, and they wanted people to use the lowest skill thing in the game to do it. Otherwise, got Gorman. Like I talked about, A-Rod, some, I don't know, kind of fun Rangers. We got Nationals and so on and so forth. I don't know. Andre Dawson might be out of the game, though. Like, he wasn't in the tech test. People thought they might have lost his right, so he might not be there. Otherwise, Gary Carter for the Nationals. Now, should they be sellable? I think everything is going to be sellable. I hate when they limit the market. I hate that they have price caps, price floors in this game. I hate it. Now, the only price floors that I really care about, that I really love, is a 5,000 quick sell, right? That's more of like here's a guaranteed. That's kind of a cool thing. But like the fact that commons that are super well demanded, you have to get in line. Or like last year where diamonds, they were once going for 1 million stubs. Those things should just be uncapped and allow people to buy them for whatever they can afford them for. In my opinion, increase the supply. Be the market side makers, not the restrictors. So, in my opinion, hopefully they're auctionable, so we can get them and use them quick, but we'll see, and we'll talk about market dynamics when they come out on Friday, if they are auctionable. If not, then, good luck grinding, boys. Thanks for watching. Call to action. Please thumbs up the video if you liked it. Thumbs down if you didn't. I will see you tomorrow.